Am I doing the opening dialogue or? Oh,
I guess so.
hi everybody. Hi Lizzie. Welcome, Kim. Good to see you here. Yeah, those are the babies. Those are the babies. Oh my God, Oz.
Your mic's hot. Your mic's hot.
I could tell, and the camera's on me now. Thank you for that.
Sorry, I thought.
Yeah, you caught me in my bad habit.
Hi, Lizzie. Kim's here too. Right on.
Yes, hi Kim Centeno. I'm doing all right. You know, normal traumas and dramas, but it's my birthday, so I'm gonna forget about the traumas and dramas and have a good time with all the peeps out here.
Yeah, happy 39th birthday.
Thank you. It'll be the 39th from forevermore. Yeah, it's all good. So anyway, guys, not very many people here, but we'll just get the conversation started and rocking. I'll just start by a brief, let's see, it's been a little over a month since I've been on here with Oz. And I'm so happy to have Chanda with me because I haven't been able to chat with her for quite a while. And there's so much happening in politics and environment and all that stuff that, you know, we always used to talk about. So we'll probably get a little of everything in here. The farm stuff and thank you, Lizzie. If I look away, I'm just looking at the chat, so ignore that because it's on a different screen. So yeah, so last month we had really crazy cold weather, you know, like everybody, but it wasn't as cold as most of the country. I mean, we only got down to 10 degrees. That wasn't that bad at all. But I did have a goat that was due. And those babies were the ones that were due to come. And obviously they did really well. And I think last time I was on this, I was talking about how I had a baby. I'm not sure. Anyway, the pregnancy was great. The delivery was actually not as scary as I thought it would be, but it was because she was accidentally bred to an alpine goat. She's a Nigerian poor. There was a fear that the baby's too big and she'd have a really rough delivery. The first baby was tough, but not because it was too big, but because it was trying to come out like this. Like
God. Poor thing.
Forward, 1 foot behind the head, pushing the head sideways like that.
Oh, poor baby.
And so I had to go in and organize it and then bring it out normal. And then it was fine. It came right out. The second baby, 2 seconds, popped right out.
Wow.
So both bucklings, which is fine because we're probably going to weather them and keep them as pets because I want them as pets because they're so cute.
They are so cute. So cute.
So is that what you call spitting out kids?
Yeah, spitting out kids.
Okay.
Well, when it goes well, it's spitting them out. That's actually a good thing.
Oh, good.
And yeah, they're not like spitting out human babies. They're a much lower footprint on the planet.
Oh yeah.
A little.
For sure. It's way cuter to hug and love, and they also keep down invasive weeds. And they make great fertilizer for the garden. It's not hot, so you don't even have to compost it.
So I gotta ask you. I had it was with my father-in-law when I lived down south. He went and he rented a goat, and he brought it home. And I was like, "Why are you renting a goat?" And he's like, "Well, it's gonna clean all the brush out over here." And I was like, "Okay, that's cool. It's 101 degrees out with 100% humidity. Don't you think you should give that goat some water?" And he said, "No, you don't have to give goats water. They get all the water they need from everything they eat." Is that true or false?
That's half true.
Okay, half true. Because I was like, that's terrible. It's hot out here. Give him some damn water.
Okay, there's this guy I follow. It's called, his channel's patgoats.com. Anyway, and he takes goats up into the mountains and takes them on hikes and stuff, which I think is really cool. And I've sold a couple of my pups for that because they love it. I mean, they get to go and explore in the mountains.
Yeah.
And hang out, and he camps overnight with them and everything. And he's like, they hardly ever.
It's a goat field trip.
Yeah, they hardly ever drink. But if there is green vegetation, if it's dry vegetation, that's not true.
Okay.
If it's green vegetation, he says they almost never drink. But if it's dry, brown, whatever, then they need to drink.
Well, thank you. For 20 years, I thought, well, did I get bamboozled? Or is that true?
No, it's pretty true.
Okay.
Pretty close to being true. Yeah, so goats are useful. We get the milk, we get weed control, and we get fertilizer. Yeah. So goats are very useful to have on the little farmstead. That's what I kind of got going on here. Horses aren't as useful. I love my horses, but I can't do what I used to do with them, unfortunately. So I've had to start to rehome them, and I'm in that process right now of rehoming. I have 3 of them rehomed that I used to have, and I have 2 more that for sure we're going to rehome, and 1 more that I'm trying to convince my husband that we need to rehome because he doesn't spend any time with her, and she needs attention. Right. But yeah, I'm really cautious about who they go to. And if I don't think they're a good home, I jack up the price until they back away.
Right. That's what you do, especially with all animals. Because I do that with cats and dogs too. Like if you're rehoming a cat or a dog.
Yeah, if you give them for free, and they have to stay in contact with me for a certain amount of time. So.
Well, in the big cities, there's these labs that do experiments on animals. And for a long time, it was a big problem with them coming in and scooping up all the free animals. And so that's why they say to, if you're going to put something on Facebook, at least put $25 so somebody who's responsible will want the pet will take care of it.
Oh, yeah. And they just want the free ones for stuff like that.
Yeah,
or 10, 25.
Anthony Fauci, we know what you've been doing.
Oh, that asshole.
The beagles. Yeah.
The beagles. Oh, my God. Yes. Dude, this is what I'm looking forward to. Someone to vent to again. Because when I try to vent to my family, other than my daughter, Ariel, I can vent to her a lot. She's fine.
She gets it. She gets the truth, right?
Yes. And she understands. But try to vent to other people and they're like, oh, you're just such a dumb on Wednesday, everything's so awful. But it is kind of awful.
It is.
Sometimes you need to acknowledge it so you can accept it and respond in a reasonable way. If you just are living in denial and la la land, then what's going to happen when shit hits the fan? And it's coming. If you can't see it coming, you are really in la la land.
Do you think we're going to see an economic collapse this year, like they're predicting for 2023?
I'm pretty certain. I don't know how much longer they can prop up the stock market.
Yeah, I know, right? Keep printing money. We kicked the can down the road another couple of years because COVID showed up at just the right time to bounce the economy back with them creating stimulus for everybody and these big bailouts and handouts that we saw with the PPP loans.
Well, the stimulus for the people, I don't think was that bad. But
it wasn't.
For the companies and everything, most of it went to wealthy corporations. It didn't go to individuals. That was just insane. And then there's the stupid Ukrainian war going on, and now they're attacking inside Russia with U.S.-made weapons. Yeah, what could go wrong there?
And U.S. intel, right? A lot of that intel they're getting is coming from plants, CIA plants inside Russia. Yeah.
Right. And
what could go wrong?
Cracking down on home gardeners, home farmers, trying to get them to not do it, because it's waste of water. We need that water for people instead. What
about the food supply demands? Now, I don't know about you, but I know where we are in Western Washington. I went shopping yesterday and literally I would buy the last item of something. Like I got the last of the cat litter. I got the last of the cough drops. I got the last of the strawberries, or it just wasn't there at all. We had no mushrooms. I paid $5 for a head of non-organic lettuce, just regular crappy lettuce. Are you guys seeing that in Utah?
I don't go to the store.
Right.
I'm horrible that way. I send my husband to the store.
I hear you.
I haven't gone to the store since 2013.
Holy crap.
You're so lucky. People suck, Christine. Let me tell you. COVID broke people's fucking brains. And when you're in public now, people forget that they're supposed to use manners and be polite and courteous. I had a woman yell at me yesterday, "Don't put anything on the belt." And I was like, please don't put anything on the belt, just because she didn't want me that close to her. So I literally stood back and just I mean,
Well,
that's
you
the
can stand at the end
mentality.
of the belt, put that little blocker there, and
No, I couldn't even do that. She just screamed at me. And it wasn't can you please not? Maybe it scares me. I don't want you here. It was just, she was rude to me. So I snipped right back to her and said, please. I mean, fucking use your manners if you're going to be a snot, you know?
Karen.
I wish you would have videotaped that. That would have been nice.
You know me. I pull no punches anywhere I am.
Yeah. Well, good for you. I have social
Natalie, you're so
anxiety,
lucky.
so I tend to just shut up and shrink into a corner.
Aw.
You know, it's like, okay.
People have lost their goddamn minds. Hey, Natalie, so glad to see you. I see you. We got Lightning Rod in here, too. We are excited to hang out with Christine on her birthday. As some of you guys, if you don't recall, Christine did an amazing thing for us when we came out of Uphill. We used to be on Uphill Media, Oz and Amber and I, and Christine lent us her channel, The Natural Progressive at the time, so we could build our own channel and have an audience that we could reach. It was so sweet of you and so kind. I don't know any other YouTubers that would do that.
Yeah, well, I was busy dealing with my illness and everything, so it worked out.
It sure helped us.
Get my channel going too, so it was great for me as well. So no big deal. I mean, I'm still like not a regular YouTuber. I thought I turned my phone off and it's still making Jeez. So distractions. Okay, I have serious memory problems, just to remind everybody, and I lose track of thought really quickly. So I'm going to do my best. That's another reason I'm not on all the time. It's easier for me to just go out and shoot video of goats and stuff.
Okay.
Do little shorts. I have a TikTok of Groovy Goaties. If you want to go to at Groovy Goaties on TikTok, I have that. It's not like I post every day or anything, but there's some really cute videos of the goats if you want to see those. What else? Where was I? Oh, y'all.
Well, we were talking about how the public sucks. The public sucks.
Okay, I told you I have social anxiety, but the reason I stopped going to the grocery store was because I got in that big lawsuit with Cargill, like big, the number one privately owned company in the world. I got shit on by them, and I had to fight 3 lawsuits. But federal complaints against them. So I was going through all that. And since we're in such a small town, I was kind of afraid of running into people that work there, especially my old supervisor that pulled the shitty on me. So that's when I stopped going to the grocery store. And then my injuries and my illness got worse. And then my social anxiety got worse. And it just builds and builds and builds. So that's why I don't go to the store anymore.
I hear you. If I didn't have to, I wouldn't. And I think that so many of us develop social anxieties from 2020 on. I didn't have to leave the house for almost a year. So,
Well, yeah, I'm sure if you didn't have one before 2020, you had one after. If you were stuck in your house, and we were all. I was still kind of on when we were going through that. The COVID thing, or like, what the hell, and what's the truth and what's not. We couldn't get any real information. We were grasping at straws. And then when you find out the truth, you're like, holy crap, have we been manipulated and lied to this whole time? The stupid masks don't work. Now everybody is getting respiratory viruses because their immune system is down from not being out and about and around other people. So many things. Well,
I worry about you. I've done quite a few reports. I've been really following the water situation in the Southwest, and that includes Utah, right? Flaming Gorge, the water goes right through the Colorado. But with the Great Salt Lake drying up and all that fucking arsenic that's out there, and it's literally drying up, and then it blows away, and it's literally blowing right towards you. And I'm always thinking that, like, the dust, the poison dust.
Get so much dust from the windstorms, and they usually come in from the west, but the way we're situated, we're kind of south and towards the west side of the Great Salt Lake, south of it, and we get a lot. The salt flats go way further down I-80, so towards Nevada and all that, but we get the dust from that. I mean, you go through our house, you could dust every day, and there's dust. There's just dust. there's
And they don't even want anybody to know. I mean, very few officials are actually admitting that this is going to be a serious problem, such a problem that they're trying to come up with a plan to bring water into the Great Salt Lake, be it if they bring a pipeline from Lake Michigan or if they come from the Pacific Ocean. Yeah.
Yeah, they're talking about that. But get this. You have to hear this. I talked to the city manager of our town, Grantsville, and he actually said that there is not a water problem here. and this was when we were talking about, because I called to complain about them wanting to build some high density housing across the street from where Hayfield is, right?
That's where there's.
And he said, there's no water. The population is not outpacing the water supply. That was his exact words.
Population is not outpacing the water supply. That's a fucking straight up lie.
It is a flat out straight up lie. And there's a huge petition going around town. I think almost every citizen signed it, that they went to their house. I signed it. I probably signed it 3 times because I didn't know if it was the same petition. But I'm like,
right.
And there's an actual meeting on it tonight. And I'm going to write a letter because it's at 7 and I can't. And plus I have the social anxiety, and if I'm exhausted and there's no way I'm speaking in public. It's not going to happen. But I'm going to write a letter and then send it to my husband, and he's going to go crazy. And the people here love him. They just love him. I don't know why, but they love him. He's one of those people that travels around town and talks to everybody as it goes.
So he's a town liar. Is that who he is?
He's a good old boy.
Yeah. So
the liar. He's not a liar.
So this isn't the guy that said there's plenty of water. There's not a water problem.
Right. Like I said, I've been tracking the water situation.
Yeah, you just did a report on Rio Verde in Arizona, and they cut the water off.
They're just cutting the water off. So this, and it's even happening here local. I mean, I live next to the Great Dungeness River with the Olympic Mountains, and we just had a local meeting because of water development and, housing and businesses that are coming in. And they keep telling us the same thing. Like, oh, no, there's no problem. But the engineers, there is a problem.
You're stupid, blind, and dumb.
Yeah.
There's a huge problem.
Well, now it's illegal to even record at Lake Mead, Chris. You can't film at Lake Mead. You can't film at the Flaming Gorge or Lake Powell because they don't want us putting out there how low the water levels are.
You're going to scare everybody.
Yeah, I can see that. When I drive by Flaming Gorge all the time.
I love Flaming Gorge.
The lakes in that area.
So beautiful.
Reservoirs. Yeah, I know, it's gorgeous. And I'd film it, but I would, before it started with just the reservoirs around it that were getting lower and lower and lower. But the ponds where they drained all the bad crap from the mining, the tailings ponds, were getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I would film that and talk about it. And I guess I can't do it anymore. I'm not even driving past those areas anymore, but I just watch them just disappear. All the water just disappear.
Yeah.
And damn, I wish I said, Popeye's here.
Popeye.
Let's get to some comments really quick, and then we'll continue while we're at.
Popeye said, "Hi, ladies." Hi, Popeye.
Popeye.
Good to see you, Popeye. The sailor. Sorry. I eat my spinach.
Me too. I love my leafy greens, but that's another thing with the leafy greens. Those are going to be the first things that go. Most of the leafy greens that come into the United States are grown in the California region, and that's the first place that water is being cut off. So that's why lettuce is $5 a head now. So
I heard that was $5 a head. I'm like, that's insane. I got to get good at growing. I did pretty good last year at growing lettuce, but the years prior, not so great. The problem is my husky likes to eat it.
My problem is the rats like to eat it. So last year I just didn't, but the year before I grew really good lettuce. But this year I am gearing up. My seeds are going in the ground next freaking month. I'll start them inside, get them strong. This year, because of what we saw in the grocery stores in the last year, I'm really driven to do those outside growing projects, just like you taught me and so many others. Just, you got a pot, grow something in it. You got, an old barrel, grow something in it.
Start at your level and work up. Okay, let's do some comments really quick, and then we'll move on. I'm trying to get back. Okay, thank you, Natalie, for the birthday wishes. let's see. Can you afford to prove you are right though? No, I mean, can you? You can't. I mean, you really can't. But the Cargill, I was right. I won. Well, 2, and then resolved the third one. But I cost them a hell of a lot more money because I didn't pay anything.
Take it out of their ass.
Myself, okay? That's when my brain was functioning correctly back in the day. All right, let's see. Where are we? The West Coast storm isn't that bad. Storms when I was a kid in the 70s were much worse. That's Popeye. I don't know about the West Coast. I've never lived on the West Coast, so I cannot comment to that. I know what's happening here, and we are not nearly getting the amount of water we used to get. We're not getting the winter.
Because they've changed the atmospheric river. The atmospheric river is...
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, right. But it's pointed straight to California, and it used to be tilted more up towards the northwest. So that's why it was always so rainy in Portland and Seattle. But we're not getting the rain. They're sending it all to California, and you're never going to convince me they're not intentionally doing that. They are. And yeah, it's much drier. We're almost in a drought situation in the Pacific Northwest, which most people don't even comprehend. What do you mean drought?
Oh, yeah. Well, why all those fires? Hello.
Yeah.
But here we are in drought. And yeah, we're being lucky right now getting quite a bit of moisture and precipitation. But just last summer, we were in extraordinary drought. And do you think that's just not going to happen again? I mean, we are in a period of weather extremes. So we're going to get either an abundance or we're going to get hardly any. So that's just the way the weather is going to work now. That's like the new reality. It's just going to be extremes, and we're going to have either really cold weather or we're going to have really hot weather. There's not going to be too many in betweenies there. Just not. Okay, where was I? Which storm was? Which storm was worse? I don't know. Lightning rod. Which storm was worse? But I just saw Columbia George for the first time in October. I saw it like, I don't know, 2010.
Oh, the gorge. I love the gorge. I've seen the gorge so many times.
So gorgeous. Yeah, oh my gosh. And the sturgeon. Holy cow. There's this place where they have sturgeon and you can go under and see them in the tanks. And it's like super cool, super cool. And then there's the Bridge of the Gods or something like that.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Anyway, I've only drove there once and it was...
I've been sturgeon fishing and those things are so goddamn prehistoric. Let me tell you, man, they're like straight up dinosaur.
Look them up. If you've never seen them, look them up. They're freaking crazy and they're way big. Oh my gosh. They are ginormous. Okay, 77 was much worse. There was serious storms here in the 80s that caused a lot of problems in the winter. And this year they said it was like, it's not even close to oh my gosh. No, I remember years when it didn't thaw, like the whole...
Yeah, me too. I grew up in and out of Salt Lake as a teenager in the 80s. And yeah, we had some serious storms when I was a kid there.
Where did you live in Salt Lake?
West Valley City. I lived in Kearns. You name it, I'm there.
Oh my gosh. You might have gone to school with my husband. He grew up in Kearns.
Oh, really? No way. Kearns is kind of, back then was just a little blip. It was a small suburb. Now it's much bigger, right?
Yeah, he grew up in Kearns. So you never know. You might have gone to school with him. Small world.
Yeah, so, right.
Let's see. Hi, Fred Edward. Welcome.
Hey, Fred. What's going on?
Hey, Fred. Hi, Kim.
Okay. Poppy says sturgeon fishing here at the inlet to San Francisco Bay. Oh, is that where you are? San Francisco Bay? 84 was double storm. I was a bike passenger and got wet. Yeah, I bet. I mean, here we had so much snow on top of the houses that it caved in a lot of roofs. And I remember I was working at Lowe's back then, and the biggest thing that they were selling, snow shovels, snow blowers, and these they're kind of like rakes, but they're super extending tall, and they scrape snow off the roofs because everybody's roofs were caving in because of the snow pile on top of them. I can imagine what Buffalo is going through, but that was going to melt all that snow. Oh, it's gonna keep going extreme to extreme. Sturgeon are like dinosaurs. Yeah, they are like dinosaurs. Fishing here at the okay, we got it. All right, caught up. I just like to make sure I acknowledge the chat because you know how I am. Yeah, I mean, you know me.
We try.
It interrupts our conversation.
That's okay.
Okay, so we're talking about the water situation. So as far as what's going on here and that, it's like we know they're planning on seeding the clouds more here. They already did it, you know, but now they're starting to plan on seeding the clouds to get more moisture here. And I was planning on looking that up and getting more information on what the unintended consequences of that might be, because I'm sure there are. Every time you mess with nature, it comes back to bite you in the ass, you know?
Oh, well, they've been doing it for years and years and years. And they've even admitted it to the Congress. People just like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Like, they admitted it. You just refuse to hear the facts. And, you know, the facts are out there. They've told you straight up.
Clouds here forever. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, mostly the airport, but they've been doing it forever. Now they want to expand that program of seeding.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a thing that happens. And it's happened forever and ever. So it's a fact. You can look it up. It's a fact. I don't know what they say. FACT fact. Can't just be right? Oh, so there's that going on. Okay, so the water thing, and I plan on being a part of fighting that. There's also a lawsuit going against it with a family farm here because they'd have to put in all new infrastructure. The infrastructure can't handle all the housing. They'd have to tear up a whole bunch of crap just to build new water lines and power lines, and they haven't even fixed the power lines that exist right now. So they're just putting out fires, like literally putting out fires as transformers blow. That's kind of what's going on right now. So if they can't afford and are able to fix the old infrastructure, they want to put in new. And you know me, I'm against all new infrastructure. Like just live more simply, you know?
Yeah.
That's the way I am. Okay, so what do y'all think on the Ukraine war and Ukraine attacking inside Russia and killing all those soldiers?
Go ahead, Oz.
Oh my God. It's all insanity. I don't know when and how it's going to end, but it has to end. What's interesting today is that some of these idiots, especially there's a couple over at CNN who are saying, Putin, he's declaring a ceasefire and all this stuff. It's because he's weakened.
Christmas, right? Yeah.
It's for Christmas, you moron. That's why he's doing it. So
he actually seems more human than our government.
Right? That's what I see when I see that he's begging the Ukraine, let's have a decent, quiet Christmas. And then they were like, no, F you. And he was like, do you guys forget that we have tactical freaking missiles? Like, okay, keep pushing.
Yeah, it's not going to end well. I don't think. It's already ending. It's going horribly, and so much loss of life. And once again,
it's Ukrainians. Well, and then the prisoners, they're just killing the prisoners.
Well, we're pissing all this money away to keep a war going. I mean, this is the antithesis of what I believe the American public really want. They don't want wars to continue, but the privileged class in Washington, the donor class that works for the donors, that works for Raytheon and Boeing and Northrop Grumman, they want to keep it going so they can keep their gravy train of money coming in and their possible backdoor jobs after, what their term in office. They're all criminals. We've got 535 criminals in office because not one of them has the spine to stand up and call out anybody in Congress because they'll get knocked down. They like that $180,000 a year paycheck. So once again, this whole thing.
Oh, list all the other bennies they get.
Yeah, well, yeah, they write a book or do anything. And meanwhile, you have the GOP. You got 20 holdouts that don't want McCarthy as Speaker of the House, they're doing exactly what the squad should have done coming out of the gate.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
they're looking
Exactly.
they're
forcing the vote.
they're looking more like they have bigger guts than anybody in the Democratic Party. While those morons are
And most of the things they're asking for are actually pretty reasonable.
well, they're asking for something for
They're
sure.
asking for something. There's a couple things that are pretty like
They don't just say, "Okay, Nancy, we'll do your bidding
We have
for
to
the
toe
donors."
the line.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So AOC, all of them,
I'm actually very proud of them.
they're cowards and they're liars, and I would have no problem saying that to their face, but I'm nobody. Except, you know what? This nobody here is of the 97% of the public, as far as I'm concerned. I'll support my 97% of my sisters and brothers all day long against these congressional sellouts and buffoons. All of these people are mediocre at best anyway. There's some sharp people in there, but when you've got people going in there like Fetterman, I sent Chanda that video of Fetterman yesterday.
Best dressed in the country too.
Yeah,
Do you
he
see
looked
that? Was named Best dressed?
like a cross between Herman Munster and Lurch, like he didn't even know where he was supposed to be. And it was ridiculous. And I'm sorry, I don't know the guy, but this isn't who we want representing us in Congress. We want people like you guys representing us. So I'm off my soapbox. You got it back.
Oh my gosh, yes. But spending all that money and then bitching and moaning about doing anything for the actual people. But the homeless here, what about the people of the U.S.?
Yeah.
All the homeless people. We don't have medical care. We don't have anything that the other countries have. And I think the left and the right would agree that we don't want our tax-paying dollars going to support Ukraine when we have issues here, you know?
Buying their health care, yeah.
Oh, but we must stand with Ukraine, right? I mean, that's going to be the narrative as they lead us further into an actual war. You know, we call it a proxy war now, but ultimately, this is exactly what the CIA wants. This is exactly what all of these corporations, Boeing, Northrop, you know, BlackRock, this is exactly once they left Iraq and Afghanistan, well, then where were they going to get their money, you know? Yeah, this is a never ending cycle, and I don't see it ending until, you know, the buttons are pushed.
Congress should be impeached. Congress should be impeached. We don't.
Yes, they should, but I'm sorry. Hi. Cold busted or not what? Knights militia in everybody's estimation. So how stone cold busted are the Knights of Malta in everybody's estimation? Okay, help me out with what are the Knights of Malta? I'm probably really just ignorant to that. I'm sorry. I admit when I don't know something.
Yeah, no, I don't have a clue either, Chris. So it's not.
I don't know.
Unless I know it in some other context. So.
Yeah, if you tell me a little bit more, maybe I know. But yeah, it's all about that and the oil. They want to, and natural gas. They want to sell our natural gas instead of
liquefied natural gas.
Yeah.
You know,
always been a pipeline.
Crap on Jimmy Dore all you want, but he was the loudest voice about selling liquefied natural gas. That's what this all is about. And guess what? It's coming out that he was right, just like he was right on Force the Vote. Albeit he wasn't the only one screaming for these things or about these things, but he was the loudest voice in social media, I think. Personally, so.
He has been right more than he's ever been wrong, and when he's been wrong, he's admitted it.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
He is right. I'm sorry.
And he's not my God. I could sit down and have a beer with the guy and leave. It's not a big deal. So
he's not my God either. I don't watch him. Like I used to watch him like nonstop, but I don't watch anybody like that anymore. I watch the news, and if I think that there's something fishy going on, I'll try to look it up and see what other people are saying about it in the independent media zone. And, you know, try to back up and see who's telling the truth and who's lying.
What news do you watch? Who's the news that you watch? I'm always curious about that.
Oh
I know what she's going to say.
I watch regular.
Thank you. Me too. Local. Yeah.
Corporate, local yeah. So it's Fox 13 here, which is really weird because it's a really conservative state, but Fox 13 is the least conservative of the stations here. It's so weird. I don't understand it, but I don't know. I watch the local stuff and I can see through when they're just doing propaganda. Like, for instance, when they were talking about Amber Heard And
Oh, you got an expert sitting here.
oh, oh my God, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, and they were saying something about Amber Heard. I don't even remember what, but they totally forgot to mention. I mean, they said that she accused him of domestic violence.
Yeah.
But they did not say how the defamation suit turned out. They did not mention that at all.
That she lost. I know they're not.
It's like, what? And they were like, oh, poor Amber Heard.
Well, that's the official narrative, Chris, because she went and hired Obama's former press team a week into that trial. So that's the mainstream narrative, the same one we fight every day. That's coming from an entertainment angle. And it was mind blowing. And you know, it was a real test to just exactly how controlled the media is, that they can even control some stupid story like the Amber Heard story. And they still are. She's got droves of trolls out there still telling people that she was a victim. So, hey, I checked out this Federation of Priorities Sovereignty Order of St. John's of Jerusalem's Knights of Malta. Thanks for pointing that out, Choozy. I can't wait to dive into this because it all comes together, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to look into that too. Nothing stone cold, but vouched. Oh, is it Fauci is with his emails? Of course, Knights of Malta is failing to connect the dots to the Knights of Malta. Okay, definitely gonna have to look into that because it sounds a little interesting for sure. But Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Sorry, why is someone like me interested in something so social and whatever? My husband was a victim of domestic violence. And when I was trying to help him get out of that situation, I was calling people that were supposed to help victims of domestic violence. And all I heard was men can't be a victim of domestic violence.
Whoa, wait a second.
So now I watched the whole trial. Every minute of it.
Me too. Farron Franzak and I did a lot of recording, the CC gals. And yeah, you're right. And, you know, growing up with domestic violence like I did, they always say, oh, it's mutual combat, right? Like one starts it and then the other one keeps it going. It's what they tried to portray it as. But if you paid attention to that case and you listened to every one of those damn recordings that came out, she was the aggressor every time. I have no doubt that Johnny Depp was an actual victim.
And gaslighting.
They're gaslighting.
Accused him of everything she did.
Exactly.
Sound familiar? Yeah, that's how it works.
Yep, that's exactly how gaslighting works. The progressives, in quote marks, are exactly like that.
I can't believe I used to call myself a progressive.
Welcome.
It's just a label.
I know. Why did we label ourselves that way?
I don't know. I kick myself in the butt every day because I didn't know.
I didn't know. Yeah.
Hey, can we switch gears here?
Okay, well, can we do the comment first?
Yeah, do the comments.
Yeah, do comments.
Okay, it's just John D. And I want to say, welcome. Fracking has an effective ban or moratorium in the UK and much of Europe. Europe has pushed back on 3 or 4 gas terminals. Like it or not, we need off coal and gas urgently. Yes. And I agree. And hi, Fred Edward. Welcome. Anyway, yes, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. And I don't want to frack more in the U.S. because earthquakes.
Frack that. Yep.
Does anyone watch Dutch Sense? Like, he has a YouTube channel, Dutch Sense. And
I do.
All the earthquakes and where the earthquakes happens, he goes to Google Earth.
They're predicting a big one in San Francisco sometime this week.
And they're talking about earthquakes here in Utah. We've had a little
that's right.
of earthquakes in northern Utah by Logan.
Didn't the trumpet fall off of the great temple in Salt Lake with the earthquake a year? Yeah, that was something like that.
It was a couple.
That's creepy. That's a creepy omen, man.
Yeah, I remember when that earthquake happened. That was scary than hell. It was like that was the first earthquake I've ever been in, and it rocked our house. It was so bad. Yeah, it was scary. Dutch Sense. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, so Dutch Sense. Um, I watch him all the time because it's really interesting how he has predicted earthquakes
Right.
going down, and how there's waves, underneath the plates and all that. So anyway, there's that. But he always points out that there's always fracking operations, drilling operations, mining operations, where it goes off track. That's why it's happening from the normal plate system. It's just a puncture in the plate, and it's dangerous. I mean, we are fucking up. Sorry, this is my channel. I can say fuck if I want to. We are fucking up this planet so horrendously bad. And that's the next thing I wanted to bring up was stupid people who can't get it through their head just because there's the WEF who wants to, take control of the situation and decrease the population, which I totally believe. That's probably accurate. Does not mean that the whole situation is not real. It does not mean
Yeah.
not have overpopulation. Okay. Yeah. Do I want them to be the ones to figure out what to do about it? Fuck no. Fuck no. I don't want some rich fucking asshole deciding to do what to do with the peasants. I mean, Jesus Christ. No, that's not the way it should work. But people like okay, who was it? Oz, I told you who it was. Jackson Hinkle. And he brings this up all the time. He's like, it's no big deal, and you get in trouble if you even question the climate change thing. Okay, the climate change is big, but what's even bigger is biodiversity loss and overpopulation. And overpopulation for humans is an actual thing. I mean, okay, here's a picture for you, whatever. You have a dog kennel, right? You have a little dog kennel, you put a dog in it, you have a bowl of water, you have a bowl of food, and it's fine, right? And every day you can supply a bowl of water, a bowl of food to that dog. Okay, put 2 dogs in it, okay? And only supply the same food and water to the 2 dogs, okay? And then you put 3 dogs in there, same thing, 4, 5. Okay, is there infinite room for growth in that dog kennel?
No.
Obviously not, but apparently when humans are concerned, magically, that whole scenario has nothing to do with anything.
Well, okay, so I'm not that I'm pushing back, but I think that my perspective over this has changed in the last 2 years because of the amount of sudden deaths that we're seeing. We're seeing the birth rates drop off. We're seeing men's sperm rates drop by half in the last 50 years. So did they just take the initiative to fix the problem themselves without even giving us a say in it? Is that what we're witnessing right now?
That's not pushing back. That's like, yeah, I mean, I haven't, not no doubt, but I do have, like, I wouldn't doubt if that would happen.
I used to be totally freaked out, just like you, Chris. Like, oh my God, we're so overpopulated, and how can we keep going this way? But now I'm like, oh shit, they're gonna get rid of all of us in the next 50 years. It ain't even gonna be a problem.
But how many species are we gonna lose first?
All of them, 76%. 60 Minutes just dropped a fucking segment this week.
Yeah.
And they're trying to they're trying to admit, right? It's soft disclosure is what it is. It's predictive programming that, hey, look around. The species you see on the earth are not going to be here in 20 or 30 years. And you just need to get used to it because it's the norm. No, they're just putting this narrative out there like, hey, they're all dead and there's nothing we can do to stop it.
With the realization, oh my gosh, we can't live without all those species because there's something called like a biosphere that works all together with all the other species, and humans, like it or not, depend on that to survive. Now we're using all the fertilizer. They've been using artificial fertilizer instead of composting the way nature works, and now we destroyed a whole bunch of land to mine that fertilizer, and now we're running out of fertilizer. And that's what the whole population has depended on to grow all the food for all the people. And what they're going to do, everybody needs to have their own garden that depends on organic compost instead of chemical fertilizer. So, Ooh.
Yeah. Well, and can't they just with their CRISPR technology just wait till most of the species on the earth are wiped out and then bring back the ones that they want? I mean, they seem to have this very clear picture of what 100 years from now looks like with AI, with genetic editing, with hey, they just get rid of all of us slackers and our useless eaters, and then we'll bring back the species that we want and
They
need
could
for the earth.
outsmart nature. I mean,
Yep. They think they're God. They're playing God, and that's what it ultimately comes down to. Is
yeah, that's
they
why
think
I
they
don't
can
want the WEF anywhere near trying to solve the problem
Yeah.
without the regular people. I mean, Bill Gates thinks he can solve all kinds of problems, and he's
eugenicist. He's not trying to solve anything except for how to save the rich people.
exactly. Oh my gosh. Ugh. There are more comments. I'm sorry, my eyes are getting dry and blurry. Are there any comments that I'm missing?
Let's see. I work. Popeye says I'm working at Harris Tahoe in '89, and we felt the quake on the 18th floor. Ooh, that would be scary.
Oh.
And John D says absolutely mad what has happened in Colorado and rejunction and earthquakes with over 1 million wells drilled and no place for product water, produced water. There should be a moratorium over new wells. Yes, there should be.
Absolutely. And those wells, they pollute a lot of water, a lot. And you don't even know what chemicals they're putting into that water for the fracking.
Yeah.
You don't know. It's proprietary. They won't even tell you. You can't find out. It's proprietary. You can't know. And then they throw that water into tailings ponds, and who knows if you could ever make it usable again. The more you do, the more water you're just throwing away. Okay, we'll always have the same amount of water on Earth, but whether it's drinkable, usable, that is the question. And the more we do that, we're just killing ourselves. We're killing ourselves. So, and
well, they got 67% of the planet to kill themselves just on their own, right? I mean, I watched an amazing podcast. Do you watch Aubrey, what's his name? Anyways, he had a former analyst from BlackRock on who's been looking at the data of, vaccine whatevers. I don't know if we can even say it. I don't want to say it on your channel, but I think a huge portion of the planet's just going to be gone in the future. Like they already took care of it. It's already a done deal.
You know what? Is that to say? I hope it would happen more by, I mean, it's not sad to say, I guess, for infertility reasons. But
right, that's what they're saying, yeah.
But the problem is, if it's the WEF or some, major, wealthy people, big, deep state kind of thing, it's not going to be the good people that are going to be able to procreate. It's going to be the assholes.
Right, yeah.
It's going to be the greedy motherfucking assholes that procreate, and the good people are going to be the ones that end up infertile and not being able to.
Well, they don't want us to procreate. Did you see that video they dropped last week? Russell Brand covered it. We covered it. It's it's the new pods, the baby pods. Yes, they don't even need us. They don't want us. It's just like, what was the one with Stallone where they didn't have sex? Yeah.
We'll just make the babies for you.
Pick it out. What color eyes? You want blue? You want it to be smart? Oh, you want it to have blonde hair? Just go ahead and place your order, just like a McDonald's order.
Okay. I'm sorry, guys. You're going to see my bad habit. I can't stand this right now. I love you guys. Don't hate me. Don't judge. Don't judge. This stuff is the kind of thing that stresses me out. So
Popeye says, I got a vasectomy. Popeye, you're taking the horn by the balls. Yeah.
I'm proud of you, Popeye. So proud of you. I mean, who would want to bring kids into this world anyways?
Not my kids.
But I don't want the only kids on the planet to be the rich assholes that don't even know how to, I don't know, muck out a stall or grow a garden or, what are they going to do when there's nobody to do that stuff for them? Oh, I guess they'll genetically design them to do that.
They'll have AI to do it for them. Right? We'll have Tesla bots.
I guess they could. Those bots are getting pretty amazing.
Would you buy a Tesla bot?
No.
If you knew you could get one that would go out and muck stalls and do all of the hard shit outside, breaking the horses' water, like you know. I
Yeah.
don't know.
How do you know you have to break? How do you know that about breaking horses'
I
water?
grew up with horses. Are you kidding?
Oh, okay. Like not everybody realizes those things that you have.
No, I used to have to rodeo. I'd be outside at 4:00 in the morning breaking the horse's water.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't have to really break the horse's water right now because I have a slow drip in there so it doesn't freeze
Right.
up.
Yeah.
Because you can't let the hose freeze. You let the hose freeze, then it'll freeze all the way to the house, and then you
Breaks
have to
the hose. Yeah.
hose from the house clear out to the pasture, and that's not fun at all.
That's never
So we leave
fun.
it dripping in the winter and just move it from bucket to bucket, so we don't ever have to break the horse water. But the goats, I have to bring out hot water a couple times a day.
Aw. I have to do it for my hummingbirds whenever it freezes. But they get mad. They come right up to my window, right up to my face, like, fix it. It's so cute.
Aw, I didn't know they were still out in the winter.
Oh, we have them year round up here. All year they're here.
I'm jealous. We have those in the summer. So the birds in the barn are going freaking nuts. We have like barn swallows or something in our barn, and they are so loud right now. Sorry, they're just.
Well, and that's one thing that they were saying in that 60 Minutes report that they put out this week. Take a look around. Something like 70% of the birds will be gone. I mean, it's.
We saw so many doves drop dead this year.
Poor doves.
They just out of nowhere. First, they'd just be like kind of grounded, and they'd just be walking on the ground, and then they'd just die. And we were wondering if it was the avian flu. And I actually had two chickens get sick.
Oh no!
One of them died, but the others seemed fine. And then another one got sick, and I thought it was dead for sure. So I took it out and I put it kind of in my little mini greenhouse thing, and put food and water by it, and it got over it, got better, and it's fine. But I don't know. I mean, I wonder if the avian flu is kind of like an excuse to get people to kill off their whole entire flock.
I did a report on that a couple of months ago, Christine, that the amount of birds that died it was more because the farmers were killing them because, the Asian flu. It wasn't that they were dying of the Asian flu. It's because the governments are telling you have to kill all your birds.
Right. And me and my husband were talking about this too when that happened. It's like, okay, look what happened with COVID and people being locked inside of their homes and not, being exposed and losing their immune function, basically. And then you just separate them whatever. They don't develop an immune system.
Yeah.
Or if you kill off all the chickens never, get over it and get better and develop immunity to that problem. You know what I mean? If you just kill them, they never get stronger and beat it.
Yeah, that's not how viruses work. You don't just kill it. Your virus has to evolve, just like with what we're seeing with. We're seeing the evolution of this virus, and all viruses evolve pretty much the same damn way, right? We build up immunities. We figure out how to fight it in our body. If a virus is there to kill you, it's not going to progress itself, right? It's not going to continue if it kills the host. So, yeah, just by the way these viruses are, we should be able to fight them naturally.
So anyway, we had a couple chickens get sick. We had one die, but the rest of them lived and they're all healthy now. So, did I need to kill off my whole flock because of that one chicken or two chickens? I mean, I don't think so. Yeah. I haven't got sick off their eggs. I haven't been really worried about it either. Oh, Indy's here.
Indy's eating fried chicken right now. Am I evil? No, you're not evil.
You're not evil. I eat chicken too. Jeez.
Me too.
I don't eat my chickens. My chickens are pets and egg layers. In Italy, they don't really eat chicken very often at all. Like, it's a very rare thing because they see chickens as too important because of their egg production. And that's the way I feel about chickens too. I don't know. I just like to, I don't want to raise my chickens to eat them. I couldn't for fun. And once I know an animal, there's no way. Not going to happen. I don't eat that much meat anyway. And I'm my husband's finally coming on board with more vegetables. Good. So yay. And just eggs and milk and cheese and stuff like that we can make from here. Like, we can grow it and have it here, and it's fine. Eggs and milk are great protein. Goat milk. I'm talking goat milk. Goat milk is the best. Best. Because even if you're lactose intolerant, you can drink it and eat the cheese and all that, and you're fine. And the goats are pets, and they actually love jumping up on the milk stand and being milked.
Go back.
They get treats, and that's kind of their job, but they like it, and they beg for attention. They're pets.
No, they are. I've raised chickens, and they become pets. They really do. I used to feed my chickens chicken.
And the goats. Yeah, I mean, I do feed chickens.
Well, if we have leftover chicken, I'll just throw it out there. They eat it. They don't care either
Especially in
way.
the winter. The protein's good. Also, the trout my brother catches, I have him bring the extra over, and I'll throw
Oh, that's a
trout
good
in
idea.
the oven, cook it, and take it out there and feed it to the chickens, because in the winter, that's what keeps them laying eggs.
Yeah.
Oh, which reminds me, I got to do that for them again soon. But they're doing really good. We're getting like, I don't know, about 12 eggs a day. So
Wow.
the only problem is with the mud. They trample through the mud, and then they get up in the nest and they walk all over the eggs and get them all muddy.
Oz, are you getting eggs right now too? Oz got chickens.
I know. Oz?
Is he here with us?
I don't know.
Okay.
Are you here?
I hear you. No, go
Hey,
ahead.
Oz,
What was the question? I'm sorry.
are your chickens still laying eggs?
No, they quit. They're on strike for the winter.
Why? It's
I-
not even as cold there as it is here.
Yeah, no, I don't know why either. Because we take, well, maybe maybe we take too good of care of them. Maybe they're just
Protein?
lazy.
Are you giving them lots of protein?
Oh yeah, we give them all kinds of protein.
They're just spoiled. They're like, fuck it, we ain't working this winter.
Yeah, we get one here and there, but for all the chickens we have, we should be getting a few eggs. Maybe it's not warm enough out there for them.
Well, it's colder here, but we do have a light, like a heat lamp, in our coops, though.
Yeah,
So maybe that's why.
we're gonna have to figure out how to coax them along a little better. So,
Feed them chicken.
yeah.
We'll eat each other if things get bad. Yes, John D. Chickens will eat each other. Like if you have that's why you have to remove a sick chicken from the
Mhm.
flock, because they will attack the sick chicken.
Yes,
Yeah.
we've learned that one. Yes, they will. We isolate them, so yeah.
Eggs got almost everything you need. Fermented foods for K2. Yes, I do ferment.
Love sauerkraut.
I just made my first batch of homemade sauerkraut last night. Oh yeah. I haven't made the
Yummy.
sauerkraut yet because I haven't had a successful harvest of, oh my God, the neighbors. I haven't had a successful harvest of cabbage, but I'm about ready to get some organic cabbage and make my own sauerkraut. But my husband has like 2 jars of it sitting in the pantry, and I'm like, I'm not gonna make it if we already have it.
Yeah.
But I have made fermented asparagus, which was delicious.
Ooh.
I've done the fermented cucumbers that are just like pickles, but better for you. I've done fermented squash, summer squash, and that was just absolutely fast. That was my favorite, I think. That went really fast. Yeah.
How did you do that? I grow a lot of summer squash. I would love to know how to ferment it. How do you pickle it just like the skin's on? You just slice it and
Yeah. Definitely with summer squash, like zucchini and the yellow squash.
oh, okay, yeah.
You just like a pickle. You slice it up like a pickle, stuff it in a jar. You pour a salt brine on it,
Salt brine and yeah.
and then you just have to have a fermenting lid, or you can even use. I have weights and a fermenting lid, but you can use. Oh my God! I'm gonna have to turn on. Do you hear that? Anyone hear that? Oh. The neighbors are riding like motorcycles or something.
We don't hear it too bad. If I thought maybe it was chickens or something in the background, but
Terminator
It's
chickens.
motorcycles. It's really
Terminator
loud
chickens.
and distracting. Anyway, it's just a salt brine, and you just have to keep it underwater. Don't let air in,
yeah, one of the water seals. Yeah.
because it will bubble out.
Right.
I mean, I know sauerkraut's different because you just put salt on it, mash it down underneath the liquid, right? Hello?
Hello. Yeah, no, I'm listening.
See, is that noise distracting to you too? These damn neighbors are so noisy. Anyway, so I want to do sauerkraut. I just haven't done it yet, but I've done a lot of other things as far as fermentation goes. I've done canning. germinating seeds for, sprouts.
Yeah.
Those are great, and those are full of protein. Sunflower seeds are super easy and quick. It only takes like 3 days.
So
So
what?
if you get a 50-pound bag of sunflower seeds from the feed store, rinse those off, and then sprout them, and you get twice the food. They
Yeah.
grow, and they're very healthy.
And they're beautiful.
Yeah, so try that. I mean, if I was anybody, if you can't grow a garden or anything, I would get sunflower seeds, broccoli seeds. I'd get beans, like bags and bags, even store-bought beans. You can do the same thing, and you can
you sprout them. Sprout them. No, that makes sense. Yeah. Potatoes. Yeah, you can do
grow
that.
a garden, and you need some greens. Do that.
Have you ever grown sweet potatoes? I'm obsessed with sweet potatoes right now. I cut my finger off last night yesterday cutting sweet potatoes.
I've tried 2 years in a row to grow sweet potatoes. I was almost successful last year, but it got so hot so fast. And with our climate, where they're really cold and they don't grow in the cold, they're too tropical, and they don't grow in the heat. So I'm trying really hard. I'm gonna have to get shade cloth or something, and start them a little later. But I had some beautiful starts, that I started indoors growing the, what do you call those things that you grow sweet potatoes from? You grow this, they shoot up, and then
your eyes or sprouts. What are they?
I don't know, whatever those things are. I'm sure somebody knows. I had several of those, and I planted like, I don't know, 10 of them. One of them survived until like June, and then it just fried. It was just too hot. So I need shade cloth. I'm going to invest in some shade cloth. I have heavy duty plastic for winter. I haven't put it up yet. I figure I'm not wasting my energy on that right now. I'm going to wait till I need it and have people help me, because once the rest of the family realizes how bad we need it, they'll jump in and help me, because I can't do it by myself. But I grow during the summer, and I had a pretty good garden. And I'm doing more and more perennials, because perennials are so much easier. So much easier. I ordered Jerusalem artichokes.
Oh, yeah.
Those are supposed to be super prolific and not need a lot of attention. So I'm going to just plant a ton of those.
And they just keep coming back. We have them up here, and they do really well through the winter too. Yeah, they can handle the cold.
Yeah, they can. And we have asparagus growing. This fall I planted raspberries,
yummy,
blueberries, and blackberries. And so I have a whole row of berries. So lots of berries. What else? I'm trying to think what else. Oh, a grapevine. Last year I started a grapevine, and so far so good. Was too young last year when I planted it to start producing, but hopefully this summer I'll have some grapes. And what else?
Hey, Jeffrey.
Of course, I have the rosemary, mint. The sage comes back year after year. Strawberry.
I killed mine. I actually killed mine in a drought, my sage. I know. I don't know, but I did it.
Wow, you're talented.
I know, right? It grows in the desert, but I can't grow it.
Oh, crazy. Well, I don't know. I have a hard time with certain things.
I put it in a terracotta pot, and I think between the drought and the heat, the sun, it just cooked it is what happened.
Probably. And I don't know. I think ours is growing in the shade, mostly shade. It's a little bit of sun, but mostly shade, and it's fabulous. I mean, it's still alive right now, and it got down to 10 degrees. And there's still life stuff. Oh, Zena. Zena's yelling here. My cameras are very distracting. So anyway, I know we're getting, oh man, we've already been on an hour, guys. Hi, Jeffrey. Oh my gosh, good to see you, Jeffrey. Wow, all the people. I miss all the people so much. Hopefully we can do this every month to catch up. I try to do videos. Mostly it's just of my goats and stuff. But make a comment on one of my videos or something if you want me to film something on the farm. I don't know.
What's
Not pretty.
what seed should I've got my seed catalog open. What seed should I be ordering this year?
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
gosh. All right, must do shallots.
Shallots, yes, must do.
What else are must do? Of course, tomatoes, and I'd do short season tomatoes and long season tomatoes. Um, like the
Peppers.
tomatoes. Um, oh my gosh, I have my what do you call it? I have a couple catalogs sitting in there. I have Gurney's and I have the rareseeds.com one with Baker's Creek catalog
Hey, Bella.
for the heirlooms. Oh, Bella! Hi. Sorry, some of my favorite people there. Anyway, I have my rareseeds.com, but definitely shallots. Like they did really well for me last year, and I want to do them again.
How do you go about planting those?
They're just seeds. Don't do the bulbs. The seeds work out so much better.
Yeah. And what kind
You
of
can
temperature?
plant them inside if you want.
Start them
and
inside. You can
And you can
transplant
do
them.
them really dense,
Mhm.
and they're super easy to separate when you
Mhm.
plant them outside.
Okay, okay.
Am I Gardener has a great video on that. Look up Am I Gardener onions.
Okay.
My husband just came home. Like, what? He's home early.
Right
Well,
on.
it's your birthday. I hope he's
Yeah.
got something planned.
Yeah.
Well, I think we do have something planned.
Oh, good.
Pepper's so hot you'll forget about global warming. He gave me the best pepper seeds last year and chili sauce that he fermented and made at home. I almost used one whole jar and half of another. I am loving. I love chili pepper sauce. Mix
Me
it in
too. Me too.
and you have the perfect sauce for so many different things. It's fabulous. Bella did shots last year.
Jeffrey?
How come you're not, Bella? Why are you not? I was wondering why Bella's not like added as a wrench. Why is he not a wrench?
Huh.
And I don't know
I
how
see
to
that.
do it now. Like, how do I do that?
You go to your page and then you go to community tab and
Well, you used to be able to just click on.
oh
his-
yeah, you used to be able to just click, right?
Yeah, what happened?
Jeffrey's got his hoop house going. He's trying to grow broccoli this winter. Shallots sound good too.
Broccoli is so hard. I love all the peppers too. I had some peppers that worked out, but others,
Yeah, me too. I had some that did really good, some that didn't last year.
yeah, the hotter the pepper, the harder it is for me to grow because we don't have a very long season. But I mean, I can sprout them, I can start them just fine. But then if the weather doesn't cooperate and you don't get them
Yeah.
out soon enough, and then
You don't have a long enough season. That's the same as us too.
the ones I've had the best luck with were the ones we just planted by seed outside, and for some reason they were stronger.
Well,
I don't know.
Chanda, you're doing all your pots again this year, right?
I do. It's trailer park gardening, and I didn't actually do segments last year, but the year before I did. Now I'm just trying to prove that doesn't matter where you're at, you can grow. It doesn't matter how much space you have. If you've got a deck, if you got a walkway, get some pots, get some stuff going. And Christine really helped me get that going a couple of years ago, and so I'm
You
going
need
to do
come
that
up
again
and
this year.
show and do a little show and tell on my channel.
Oh,
But can you?
what a good guy! How
This is
beautiful!
like Greg does. Wait, where's the camera? Damn it.
Right there, you're good.
Okay.
1890s.
Wow!
Will you?
Don't
I
drop
know how
it.
to
Don't
Don't
drop
drop it. That's a beautiful.
get it, drop
There you
it.
go. There you go.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I love it. Nice.
1897.
Wow.
Wow.
Don't drop
Very
it.
old
Don't.
kerosene lantern. This is it creates heat and it lights up rooms.
It's a
Who
70.
needs
Yeah.
electricity?
Right? Yes, we all do.
Hi, this is my birthday bunch over here.
Aw,
Crazy.
Right on.
look at you with the fancy lighting umbrella.
Yeah.
I know.
You're such a pro.
Yeah, not really, but my daughter gave it to me because she did she did
No, that's great. I need to get one of those.
so she gave me all the lighting stuff. And it's a good thing because it fades out on my ring. So,
I need to get me one of those then, definitely. Yes, spaghetti squash. I am so obsessed with spaghetti squash lately.
acorn squash.
And acorn squash, yes.
Acorn squash, butternut squash.
Butternut.
That's a must.
Delicios. I love that Delicios, the little yellow one.
Yeah, we're
That
squash
one's
hell
great, too.
here. We're
Yeah,
mainly
I love
squash.
me some
Yeah,
squash too.
Sugar baby pumpkins.
we still have like 60 pumpkins out there. So
Yeah, I know you did a lot of the pumpkins. I
Yeah.
just like, what else? What else? I know there's like, okay, I think it's MI Gardner that has, no, it was a different channel. I watched so many gardening channels. It's hard to keep up, but like must do this year, things you need to try. Maybe it was Epic Gardening, things you need to do this year. But one of them was the Jerusalem artichokes, which I've been wanting to do for a couple of years, but I haven't been able to find them. Finally found them and ordered them. So they'll come when it's time to plant them. So yay. I don't know. What else?
Jeffrey Parsons says everything I grow is surviving in 20-degree nights just fine when covered. So that seems to be the way to go. If you want to grow stuff in the winter, you got to cover a lot of it.
I mean, tomatoes won't do that, and peppers won't do that, but a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Gotta have a sun for
like
those.
your broccoli and your cauliflower and your, the brassicas for sure.
They grow a lot of broccoli where I live. Fred Edwards says bugs keep wiping out his butternut squash. I hear you. I fought some little pests last year
Problems with that, but I moved them, and then they did much better. We had the squash bugs, and interplanting helps a lot. Like if you have marigolds, are great planted in there.
Yeah, they are.
Or other plants that are just kind of just there.
Smelly, yeah.
If you look
like
up
the smells.
what they like, you can find stuff that will just distract them from the crop you want. I don't know.
No, that's smart. That's the way to do it, right? I mean, yeah, there's lots of different things you can plant that'll deter them from coming around.
Chickens. If you have the chickens, they are so good at getting rid of bugs. Like,
oh yeah,
the eggs and that. Where our chicken coop is right now in the garden, like the garden chicken coop. I have chickens that go all the way around the garden, like in a chicken tunnel. Goes all the way around the garden, right? So bugs ain't getting it through there. They're just not. They have no way of getting through there. And if you bring new stuff in, whatever, I let the chickens go out in the winter, or, in the fall when I don't have anything in there, and I let them just go crazy and dig it up, and they'll eat all the eggs and stuff like that. They're good at finding that and getting rid of anything like that. But yeah, that's sad when the bugs wipe it out. But anyway, the next show, we should be starting plants by February.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. I'm trying to think what else there was. I had more, like I got little tabby things to put in my baker's catalog. There's certain things but I want the tomatoes. You want long season tomatoes and short season tomatoes. So like the determinate tomatoes to start, so you'll have tomatoes earlier, and the non-determinate for tomatoes later. Tomatoes are important. I love tomatoes. I'm a big tomato fan.
Yeah, I know. I grow a lot of tomatoes too.
But perennials, I'd say, I mean, I didn't want to do perennials because I'm like, oh yeah, the world's ending anyway. You won't have a chance for it. But no, I haven't regretted planting any perennials, and I'm still going to do it. I'm going to do more. So,
smart.
Yeah. Anyway. Can you think of anything else we should be growing?
Dye pill is good for bugs and organic. Yeah, we use diatomistic earth, right? Is that how you say it?
Yeah,
I missay it, then you missay it after me. I'm sorry.
Diatomaceous earth.
very good.
Yes.
DE for short. Just call it DE.
Dinosaur dandruff.
DIPEL is something else, and it's organic. I've heard of that. Something else, but I try not. I don't know. I just use what I have, and I'll just make something out of essential oils or whatever. I just look it up.
I use tobacco water. People don't know what tobacco water is, and you take some tobacco, plain tobacco, not burned tobacco, not like empty cigarette butts, but like a handful of tobacco, and you put it in some water, let it sit in the sun, And then you can mist that on your plants, and a lot of insects hate it, and they will not touch your stuff.
Or
So
cayenne does a
yeah,
lot.
cayenne, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot you can do.
That's what we use, cayenne.
Cayenne.
It works. I don't know. I've used so many weird things, but I always have just because I got it for free and it is organic. Fungicide 3 from Safe. Oh my God, it was my
Safer.
own. Not Safer. It has this word safe in it, but it was the company I worked for, and it's organic. Not safe. Is it Safer? I don't know. It's a pretty white and green bottle. But it's fungicide 3. If you, it almost.
I think it is Safer. I can see the bottle in my head. Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay. All right, Safer then. There's another one that sounds just like it, but it's in a big, bold yellow bag, and it's really close to the same name.
Basil, yes, basil.
Oh, is Basil in here? Oh my gosh, hi Basil. You know what? I was thinking Basil. This is funny. I'm gonna name a goat Basil. I love that name so much. One of my goats is gonna be named Basil. I was thinking that
That's cute.
just yesterday, actually. Like, I wonder if Basil Peterson would be offended if I named a goat Basil. I don't know. I don't know. Would you be offended, Basil? I hope not. I hope not. Because that's a cool name, isn't it? Wouldn't that be a cute goat name?
Yeah,
I think it's a good name.
I like that.
Anyway.
It's a good name.
I really do like that name. So there's probably going to be a goat named Basil. So, anyways, I gotta get out of here. I got to write a letter to the city council about
your water.
identity housing and water. Yeah, I gotta do that, and I haven't done that yet. So, all right, guys, I love you all. It's so good to see you. We're hopefully we'll be able to name the goat Basil Peterson. Yeah. I'll probably end up calling Basil Peterson.
Basil Peterson.
It's like so connected. I'll probably call the goat Basil Peterson.
That's hilarious.
Oh, that'd be funny. Basil. Okay, about a month. I know it's been a little over a month, like 10 days over a month that we did it this time, but we'll shoot for a month. And I hope Chanda joins us again.
Yes. And I'm going to get my stuff growing. So heck yeah, let's follow through with this all summer and show people what we're doing.
That would be fantastic. I'm so
all right.
excited. So,
you can take video and send it to me. I've been doing a lot of editing now. So if you want some help with that. Yeah.
I don't know how to send it to you, though.
I have a way. There's this site now that you can transfer. It's called WeTransfer, and you can move any size video, and you only have to pay like, I don't know, $5 a month or something. So yeah, WeTransfer.
Oh, cool. You'll have to tell me about that. Veg!
Hey, Veg.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've never got the note. Oh, Veg. I miss Veg. Who misses Veg? Raise your hand.
Been a while.
It has been a while.
But I like how you're deluxe now. I don't think you were deluxe the last time I saw you, Vegemite.
No, he wasn't deluxe last time I saw him.
Yeah. Upgrades.
I need to catch up on his videos too. There's a few I missed. I usually watch every one, but I missed a couple. I'm sorry, bitch. My bad. I've just been busy with stuff and things. Go back and watch the whole video. You'll know what I've been busy with. Oh, we'll get there. Anyway, I really have to. Oz and Chanda took so much time out of their day for this, and I so appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys all for coming. We're gonna do it again. Namaste, Basil. Thank you for showing up. You're sweet. He does really cute videos on his channel too. So check out Basil Peterson. It's this, homey stuff. So yeah. Everybody support everybody else. That's the way we do things around here. If you're not on Trailer Park Pundit, make sure you go there.
Oh, thanks.
You gotta do that. Okay. All right. I love you guys. Yeah, namaste.
Have a happy birthday. I hope you have some fun tonight. Get some peace and family time.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna send people to the city. So it's just around the corner. I was like, go do that. That's my birthday present. And
Fight the power.
buy me some crab this weekend. So I know it's bad seafood, but I love crab. Sorry to the crab. I love crab. Yeah, I love you guys so much. Yeah, they're in the Finger Lakes. Oh wait, I don't know. Anyway, love you, Bella. Love all you guys. Vegmatic. Oh my gosh, I wish we were here earlier. Go back and watch and comment and tell me what you want me to do for things and stuff. And yeah, and I promise to go back and look at the comments and read them and answer. Okay. All right. You guys have a good one. Enjoy the goodies going out.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye. Thanks.